Welcome to Cajun Prairie Knits episode 7. I'm Kim, also Jane Austin on Ravelry and J Austin 1775 on Instagram. And this is Christy. And Buddy is outside right now. We'll see how long that lasts. And it is April 13th, 2016, I believe. We had a little bit of a rough night. There was a thunderstorm, and Buddy does not like bad weather. So he was in my room at 2:30 in the morning until this morning, crying and pacing. And so if I look really tired, it's because I'm really tired. Christy, on the other hand, who is 10 pounds, couldn't care less about bad weather. Buddy, 75-pound baby, so there you go. So today I have some knitting and spinning and sewing, which is really weird for me. And now Buddy wants to come in. What else? That's about it. So let's see. I will start with some knitting. I started 2 new things in the last 2 weeks, and I finished nothing. Oh well. I did not seam the rest of my Marshall yet. I just didn't have the time to sit down and put it out, and it takes like, you can't do it well, I could do it while watching TV, but I would not be watching TV. And I need light, and yeah, I just didn't have time to do it. So that is not done yet. Let's see. I started one thing which I will be frogging after I show it to you. So I'll show you that first. The next Lethal Lee Meredith VIP mystery hat pattern came out, so I started that, and I was using some Miss Babs Heartland. It's a purple color. I think it's a flower. I don't remember if it's irises or something else, but I had made my mom, she likes purple, so I had made her a hat for Christmas. I guess you call it a meret. It's a woolly wormhead. It's MERET, so I'm assuming it's like a mystery beret, so a meret. I don't know how you're supposed to say it, but anyway, I made her that, and I had a lot left over, so I was using that. And I'm not really a purple person. I mean, I like it okay, but I never wear it. It's my sister and my mom's color, so I don't really wear purple. I wear blue and greens and reds a lot. But it's a 2-color, so, or basically stripe it any way you want. So I was using that with some leftover hand spun. This is alpaca and silk is one of the plies, and the other ply is BFL. So it makes sort of a barber pole stripe, and I had a little bit left over of that. So that's what I was using, and this is what it looked like so far. You start at the top. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. And then it has these really rapid increases and decreases. And it was killing my wrists and my hands to do this. And since I don't actually even like purple, I was going to give it to my mom whenever it was done. It was just hurting my hands too much to knit on it, which is unfortunate. But so I'm not going to continue with it. And also, you couldn't really see the stripes very well up here. I was starting to do 2 rows of the purple and 1 of the, so that was showing a little bit better. But I've seen what it looks like. She released the pictures yesterday, and the brim ends up a little bit wavy, which is not something I would wear. My mom might have liked it, but anyway, sad, but that one didn't work out for me. It's cute, I like hers, but I won't be making that one. So that one's gonna get frogged, and I'll think of something else to do with that yarn. So let's see. One that you've already seen before is the Caspian by Jared Flood, which is a sweater in the Gansey collection. Hey. That's what it looks like. And I'm still working on the back, and I've reached the cable section now. So I'm using some Cascade 220 Heathers, and the color number is 9564, which is Birch Heather, and that's what I have left of the first ball, and this is what the whole one looks like, ready to go. So this is almost a whole ball, and I'm into the, see, last time I was, I want to say here, maybe? I think that's where I was. So I did this much. And there's the beginning of the cables starting to show up. So it's got this little, I don't even know what you call this. It's a rapid increase and decrease. Right here, so it kind of looks like wheat, maybe. I don't know, it's pretty cool. And then there's two different types of sort of a chain link cable. So this is one, and then the other one is right here, but I didn't actually do the cable crosses yet. That's coming up. So that's looking pretty good. This is also slightly hard on my hands because of all the manipulating of the increases and decreases, and it's not as hard as it was on the hat, but so I sort of stopped working on that a little bit, but I'm gonna pick it up again very soon because it's fun. So I'm enjoying doing that one. I just have to do a little bit less at a time in the cable section. The stockinette was just super fast. Okay, and my next pattern, which I don't have the picture. Let me grab the picture real quick. Sorry about that. Okay, so, sorry, Christy. The next one I started is the Breathing Space by Joji Locatelli. So there's one picture of it. It's a two-color fingering weight striped shawl from the, I think it's from the Interpretations collection. Yeah, here we go. I'm sure everybody's seen it. There's a lot of people making this one. So this is gonna be my first top down in the round sweater. The Marshall was pieced, and so is the Caspian. Yeah, and I made a poncho one time, a really bulky, chunky, that was in the round kind of raglan style, but that's about it that I can think of. So here is my yarn. I'm using some Madeline Tosh Merino Light in Tanglewood, which was a club colorway back when I did the, I think it's called the Magnolia Club a couple of years ago. So I have two skeins of this, which is a, I want to say like a spruce green, very earthy green. It's pretty. And I tried making shawls out of it, but I didn't like the way they looked. Where you going, baby? You want to get down? Okay, she's going in her bed. And the contrasting color I'm using is the Verdant Griffon. I say Griffon, it's Griffin. I don't know, I think it sounds cool. Griffon, but everybody else says Griffin, so I assume that's how you say it. Anyway, this is the Eidos. It's the Superwash merino. I don't think it has nylon in it, but it's their sock yarn, so maybe it does, but I don't think it does. It's a tightly plied 2-ply, and that's what it looks like. It's very dark. It's like a dark rainbow. It's like a multicolor with a black wash over it, is I guess how I would describe it. It's got orange, red, yellow, green, blue. So yeah, very, very rainbow. And I thought they looked nice together. So it'd be kind of a subtle stripe. And I have done a good amount because I just started this a few days ago. Started this Saturday and it's Wednesday. So this is a lot for me because it's really fun and it was very easy on my hands. So this is what, kind of hard to show, but this is what it looks like right now. So I did the neck is a twisted rib, and then I did so far one of the, something crazy going on here. Okay, well, one stripe, which is not going to show very well. It says curled up under, there it is. So I've only done one stripe so far. But I think it looks good. And it's really fun. It's definitely like I want to do another row. I'm going to do one more. And now that I've hit the stripes, I'm going to just want to keep doing stripes. I've had a couple of issues with it. I didn't understand the instructions for there's some short rows, and then the way that they say to pick up the short rows on the purl side, apparently I don't understand. I didn't read it right, because it came out where you see you can see the wraps on the right side. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's right here. So that's not supposed to have those bumps right there. It's supposed to be smooth like this. The bumps should be on the other side. So I obviously did that wrong. And then the other thing that I did wrong is in the same little section where you're doing an increase on the purl side. I think I did what it said, but but it's not right because I have holes. You can see those holes. Yeah, you can, there. And then right here, the holes stop because I'm knitting in the round right here. These are short rows. So I had to do the increases on the wrong side. So that is obviously wrong too. Because it says pick up the wrap and then purl. No, that's not the wrap. It said to pick up the bar from the right side and then purl into it. It didn't say to purl into the back of it, which to me would have closed it up. I don't know. Anyway, that's wrong. And this I didn't understand also because it didn't tell you how to pick up the wrap. So I have a Short Rows Craftsy class by Carol Feller, which is free. So, you know, if you want, you should check it out. It's really good. And I watched that, and now I know how to do it the right way, but I've already done it. But there's going to be more short rows right here. So I'm going to watch it again when I get to that part so that I know how to do it right, because it just wasn't clear enough for me in the pattern how to do it. And the other thing that I had an issue with was, let's see. So it suggests that you need a US 4 and a US 2.5 circular, 32 inches long, and then DPNs in the same sizes. I already knew I needed a size 3 instead of a 4 because I did a mini gauge swatch in it. So that's not an issue. The issue is that it doesn't say that to use the 32 inch you're going to need to do magic loop. I hate magic loops. And because the neck, I don't think it gives anything away to show the schematic. But anyway, the neck right here, the neck opening is 22 inches around, which is it's 10 inches smaller than a 32 inch circular. So obviously you would have to do magic loop to fit that amount of stitches on there, and it's not gonna happen. I'm not doing magic loop. So I had a size 3 16-inch circular already to make hats with, and I had a size 2. I think I had a size 2. Yeah. 16-inch. So I used those for the neck ribbing, and then until I increased enough to put, then I also bought a 24-inch US 3 from Knit Picks, the wooden, these are the Caspian, the green ones. So I bought one of those, and I used that until I got to this stripe. And now I'm just now on the 32-inch, where I can fit all the stitches on a 32-inch. So I had to use 1, 2, 3. I'm on my 4th needle to get to this point, because, so just in case you also hate magic loop, you will need extra needles. And then I completely forgot to order DPNs. I think I have DPNs in size 2 and 3. I should. I used to knit socks. I can't knit socks anymore, but so I think I have some. But if I don't, I'll have to order those. But that's my fault. But that is in the pattern that you need those for the sleeves. Which I also don't understand. If you're already using magic loop to do this part, why don't you just use magic loop to do the sleeves? Whatever. So I think I have those. But other than that, it's really fun. I love it. It's pretty much the only thing I want to knit on at the moment. I like the way the yarn is working up. The other 2 patterns I had tried with this were, one was lacy, and the other one wasn't lacy, but it did have some textured stitches, and I just didn't think either of them. It's all of greens, but they're changed from almost white to really dark green, and I think it was just too variegated or tonal for a lace pattern or any kind of basically pattern. So the stockinette is perfect. And then I think the green, the multicolor is going to be a good subtle stripe. And I'm already thinking that I want to make another one of these. Hopefully it'll fit. I'm making the smallest size in this one, and then the Caspian I'm making the 2nd smallest size. So that one's going to be the 35, which I don't mind if it's a little bit big. And this one, I actually didn't know what size I was. Thought it was a 32, but apparently I'm like a 31 or a 30. So I'm making the smallest size in this one, which I put it on. I've got yarn hanging out all over the place for a minute. It's a mess. Oh yeah, that's worse. Let's see how this goes. Okay, yeah, it's all messed up, but it fits so far. I can fit over my head, and then the neck stretches to a good length. Oh, the other thing I'm planning to change, I don't think I'm changing anything else, but it has 3/4 length sleeves, which I love the look of, but they drive me bananas. I have 2 or 3 shirts, sweaters that have that length sleeves, and it just drives me nuts. I end up rolling them. This is my favorite sleeve length, the half to the elbow length, or it can be anywhere here is fine, but I don't like it anywhere in between right here. It drives me nuts. It needs to be all the way to my hand, and hopefully longer if it's going to be a long sleeve. And up here it's getting folded, and it's going to end up this length. So I'm just going to make it this length instead. That way it won't drive me nuts. Okay, I think that's it for that one. I did also buy some DPNs the Caspians for the sleeves on the, oh, that's funny. This is the Caspian color for my Caspian sweater. So that is that. So that's all the knitting that I have. Spinning, I'm working on a bat. I took a little break from my little breed samples, and I'm working on this Nunoko bat. I think they're in Wales, somewhere in the UK. I think it's Wales. This is I think it's the Red Robin, something Robin bat. And it's merino and milk silk and I think silk threads. Yeah. And it's this really pretty pinky red color, and then a tan, and then the milk fiber is white, and the silk threads are light pink. Actually, this is sort of pink. I don't know if it shows. Yeah. And I'm not usually a pink person, but I love, this is red with pink. I don't know, I really like this. So and I haven't ever spun a bat on my wheel yet. I love spinning bats on my spindles, so I thought I would try that out. So this is what it looks like so far. There's some of the little silk, a little clump of silk. And we will see. I've spun a lot of Nunoko before, 2 or 3 times, I think. Well, not a ton, but I have spun their bats before, and they come out really puffy and soft, and it's very pretty. So that's fun. And then I also was not really crafty, but we went to a antique fair, outdoor fair that they have twice a year at a really old town close to us, and I didn't buy anything except some little baby succulents, and I planted those in other thrift store finds. So this mug I showed before on one of the podcasts would have 4 of these. This one cracked, so I planted one of the succulents in there. And then this is one I got, I think, at Goodwill. It's a little mushroom planter, and I put the other one in there. So I love succulents, plants in general, but their cactus and succulents are kind of my speed. They're easy to take care of. So all right, and let's see, the last thing I have to talk about today is sewing. So I have a sewing machine. It hates me. I do not get along with my sewing machine. I don't know what the deal is, but when I try to use it, something always goes wrong, and I get very frustrated, and then I quit messing with it. And I don't really want to sew clothes, because the only type of clothes I would probably want to sew would be sort of knitwear type things. That's mostly what I wear. I don't really wear blouses, or almost everything is some sort of knit fabric or jeans. I'm not going to be sewing jeans, I don't think, and so I would probably need a serger if I was going to make something like this, I would assume. But I do like the idea of hand sewing. So I asked my sister if she could get me some books at the library. She works at a library. So she got me the Alabama Chainin books, and I got 3 of them. These are the 2 that I think are going to be the most useful. And I think this is the first one they did, the Alabama Stitch book. And it has a lot of the how-to portion in it, which is what I really wanted to see. I don't even know where it is now. But yeah, it tells you about which materials to use, and they mostly work with knit fabrics, and how to like take apart a t-shirt and put it back together in cut pattern pieces out of it and sew it, and it's all hand sewn. This book's a few years old. I think it's from 2000 something. Okay, I don't know how old it is. I can't find it's usually in the beginning. But anyway, maybe 2010, maybe. I don't know if it's that. So it tells you how to cut out the t-shirts and all the little parts, how you can save different pieces to use for different things, and then it goes into what types of supplies you need. So the types of thread that they like to use. So I did get some of the thread they suggested, which is called button or craft thread, which is a little bit thicker. I think it's a polyester core with cotton on top, and it only comes in a few colors. So I got one of those to try, and I got well, I'll show you what I did with it. But I also got this one, which is the Alabama Studio Sewing Patterns. This one's awesome. So I think I'll use the techniques are explained more in that one. But this one has tons of patterns. So there's a pretty shirt. And they do all types of like applique and things. This is something I would totally wear. Which I don't know if I'll do that. And then they also do like beading and on theirs, which I probably wouldn't do that either. I would probably just use the basics. I really like the applique. I just don't know if I would have time to do that. There's lots of cute skirts and dresses. I am more than likely gonna do the t-shirt or shirts. But they have all different shades. This is a great one, so yeah. So I will be hopefully making something out of that. But what I did do was one of my favorite pairs of jeans. I have worn until they ripped. So I took a piece of material and some fusible webbing. I'm not very good with the sewing terms, but it's like of this weird sort of meshy looking fabric, and you iron it in between two pieces of material and they glue them together basically. I'm sure you all know what it is. So I did that. I put it was ripping up here, and then it had a hole right here, but then I tried to put them on and it ripped all the way to here. So I put a big patch behind there. And then I used that button craft thread, which I didn't read the directions correctly. You're supposed to double it before you start sewing. I just used it single. We'll see how long it lasts. I can always redo it. And it's super messy, so these are like Frankenstein pants, but that's okay. I will wear them anyway because I love these pants. But let's see, there's the fabric peeking through right there. And then I kind of just went in a circle around here and then made X's over that one. And this piece, I just went round and round over it. And then this is actually a buttonhole stitch, which doesn't look very good, but yeah, it looks crazy. But that's okay. I'm just learning how to do it, and it's just a pair of jeans, so if it means I get to keep wearing them, that's cool. It looks good enough for me for now. I would like, when I sew a shirt together, for it to look better than that, so I may practice on an old t-shirt, cut it up, and practice the sewing techniques on that. And this is the button craft thread I got. Is sort of a tan color. They don't have a lot of color. I think there was a red, a blue, maybe white. I'm sure there's a black and tan, and brown, something like that. There's only like 7 colors, maybe 9. There's not a lot. Could be a green, I'm not sure. But yeah, so that's my new adventure in mending my pants. I haven't tried them on yet after I did that. Let's see. All right, 30 minutes. All right. I actually haven't read any more of my Clara Parks book. I've been reading Cloud Atlas by David Mitchell, which is really good. I've seen the movie already, but I wanted to read the book after I saw the movie. And actually, the movie is really close to the book so far until the section that I'm on right now. But I really like it. If you don't like sort of weird, disjointed things, then you might not like it. But it's like all these little stories that connect. I love that kind of thing. So that's fun. I think that's all I have. I'm going to go and clean all this stuff up and possibly watch some podcasts. And I hope everybody has a great week, and I will talk to you again soon. Thank you. Bye.